It is said that after a skydiver fell from 200 meters in the air because he could not open the parachute on his body, finally landed in the playground on the seesaw, and the girl at the other end of the seesaw was thrown to the top of a 7-story building, and the girl miraculously survived. Although this story is very strange, but is it really impossible? Adam was going to test it with an experiment. The first thing he did was a small test. Adam built a seesaw with wooden boards. Then the puppet was used as a stand-in for the girl, using a lead hammer to replace the skydiver. To make the test more reasonable, Adam filled the doll with lead balls to adjust the weight ratio of the doll to the ball, so that it can be consistent with the weight ratio of the girl and skydiver. The following Adam started the test from a height of 3 meters. The results of the experiment surprised him. The doll bounced up higher than the starting position of the weight. It seemed possible that the girl could fly to the top of a 7-story building. Next, Adam made a steel seesaw and intended to use a bucket of water to provide the impact force, but when the bucket fell, steel seesaw directly smashed deformed. The result is that only a small portion of the energy is transmitted to the girl. If the girl was to fly to a height of 7 stories, the experiment requires the seesaw to be intact so that all the energy can be transferred. So they decided to make a super seesaw, and the principle of the seesaw is the same as a crane. The seat of the seesaw will be divided into 2 sections. The middle is twisted to a hub. The 2 sides of the seats are connected by steel cables. This way the seesaw will be able to withstand greater impact forces. This experiment will not only change the seesaw, they also have to change the object that provides the impact, and to make the object hit the seesaw at the exact speed. Because of the complexity of the experiment, Jamie called in more team members to help. Kelly was in charge of making a model double of the skydiver. The main ingredients of the model are fucoidan and water. By mixing the 2 in proportion to create a material that simulates the human body and gives the model the same weight as a real person, and Glenn is responsible for calculating the parachutist's impact velocity. He measured the impact speed. He measured the speed of impact at 122 miles per hour. However, in the real experiment, they couldn't get the model to hit the seesaw from 200 meters in the air, from 200 meters up in the air, and let the model hit the teeter-totter. So they had to let the model fall at super gravity speed. This requires the use of rubber bands. Just make a lot of rubber bands tied together. It allows the model to accelerate over a short distance. Jamie finally finished making the super seesaw. The following experiment is about to begin. Can the girl leap to the height of 7 stories?